That was not cool.
Like, you just have to touch your remote.
You just touched your remote.
You just touched your remote, didn't you? No. No, I was just moving
You're
it.
like, Xbox.
Hello, friends. That went on a little too long.
You want to redo it?
No. Welcome to User Friendly. I'm your co-host, Erfon Elijah. You might know me from the Cultcast podcast, hence the long hello. I'm joined by my friend,
Roberto Hoyos from throwboy.com. Dude, I was just listening to this audiobook, and they have a whole section about links. Like, they were like, here's some helpful tools that you can use. And the reader just kept going, http://
Well, that's
www.
important stuff. That's how you build a URL.
Yeah, and that. Speaking of that, what is user friendly?
The weekly podcast that we do together, where we talk about all things that reek, our favorite stuff on the web, and technology. Sometimes we're going to be talking about it this show.
Yeah.
So that's cool stuff.
True
and
that.
I was going to say something else. Oh, yeah. Shout out to John Whately. I think he's from Wales,
Yeah.
isn't he? Our British fan.
Why are we shouting him out?
Because last show we were talking about him, remember? And our mutual acquaintance.
Sure.
And then as we were talking about him, I was thinking, I wonder if John actually watches this show anymore.
He does. He says he loves it when we talk about it.
So shout out to John Whately. I thought we could start a new segment, maybe.
Yeah.
Unknown facts about John Whately.
Why are you mispronouncing his name?
That's how it's pronounced, isn't it? John. John.
Wheatley.
Whately. John Whately.
But,
Unknown facts?
okay, so let's see.
I heard that he's especially fond of being in a hot tub full of other grown men. John Wheatley, unknown facts.
Cocoon. I need a graphic for that. His head will pop up.
It's a fact that you may not know about him. However, it's very true. Let's continue the show, shall we? Clink. I've got my hot tea here. You've got your cerveza.
Yeah, this is a very Christmas thing. It's called Winter Hook.
Yeah.
It has a little Christmas sweater on it.
That is funny. It does have a Christmas sweater.
And yeah, I like getting these.
Is it good?
It is good. I mean,
Okay.
it's totally has that Christmas bite to it.
Yeah.
you
Tastes
know?
like pine.
Yeah, it tastes
leaves,
like a pine
needles.
cone.
They're like, we literally just take our normal beer and then we put two pine cones in it. And we charge an extra couple dollars. Here's like a squirrel turd in there.
Super good.
It's delicious.
It has like yellow snow in it too. I don't know. It's good.
Special ingredient. Pine cones, yellow snow, and actual bits of Christmas sweater. There's like a fuzzball in your teeth.
Bits of Christmas sweater.
Bits of real Christmas sweater.
It's not even Christmas, dude. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
It feels like Christmas because all the stores are all decking their stores out for Christmas and stuff.
Every year it's like one day earlier.
I know it's very true. I was at Macy's today, actually, and they're already like broadcasting their Christmas sales and stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought some stuff, and they're like
For yourself.
for myself, in the spirit of the holidays. And they were like, if this is kind of a weird deal actually. If you buy it but don't take it and you leave it here, we're doing a pre-sale. So basically, we have a sale coming up. It's like a Christmassy sale.
Yeah.
But we can't give you the items. So you can pay for it now, and we'll give you the extra 25% off. But you got to come back after December 4th, and we'll give you your items. And I was like, really? Like, you can't just give me the price and I'll leave with it now? And they're like, no.
We don't have that thing made yet, so...
So I bought this stuff, and then I left the store without it. And when I go back, they're just going to literally hand it to me.
Yeah.
And be like, thanks.
That's convenient.
It's very convenient.
Alrighty, so we have a show.
Indeed. Oh, as promised, I have an Xbox One. And I can tell from the response on Twitter,
Da-da-da-da.
most of y'all don't care.
What happened?
Well, when I talk about Apple stuff, I always get so many people like asking me questions and wanting to talk about that stuff. And in regards to the Xbox One, it was like crickets. No one cares about Xbox One. But I am a major gamer.
I don't know who else has one besides you, though.
I don't know of anyone.
Yeah.
At least not any personal friends.
None of my
anyone.
friends, just you. So,
It's expensive.
yeah.
It's
What
expensive.
does it cost?
So,
600?
with tax, it's in Washington State, it's $550.
Okay.
So it's $500 console.
Yeah.
But that's without any games or anything.
Sure.
But some of the features that he touted were the big television features.
Right.
And so I didn't know what to think when I got this thing and got it all set up, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought that we could just kind of play with it for a couple minutes, and then you guys can just see how it works.
You guys can see really bad video of it.
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
going to be bad video, but that is. Would you expect any less from this show? So,
I would be.
To answer your question from before,
Yeah.
I picked up my controller to select the input, and
I was
Roberto's-
appalled.
Yeah, his jaw dropped. He was shocked.
Yeah, because I
Disgusted.
thought that it like had pass through for all your something or others.
It does. It does.
And you
So
didn't have to change like your inputs. On
you
it.
can plug your DVR into the Xbox One. Xbox on. Well, I was just saying Xbox, so it may not. There it goes. So it's coming on.
Okay. It's down there somewhere.
It's down, yeah. Oh, there it goes. So the Xbox is turning on. So my TiVo is running through this.
Okay.
So Xbox, watch TV.
Oh, so it just pops into TV.
Yes.
Neat.
And I can
Stop listening.
browse from here.
How do you say to stop listening? You say that word?
You can say stop listening. Yeah, it's pulling in the TV from my TiVo at the moment. I have an old TiVo, and actually I have an old TV.
Okay.
So, Xbox play.
Oh, so it's TiVo. This is TiVoed already.
Xbox volume up. Sometimes it doesn't get it. Xbox volume up. I might be using the wrong command too. So the big thing is, first off, the TV stuff. Super cool, really convenient. Watch. Xbox, go to Netflix. Boom.
That's cool.
And it makes it, you wouldn't think that it would be convenient. Continue. Oh, am I not signed in? Oh, I'm not signed in.
Did you have to hit?
No,
continue
so
or
here's the
something?
thing. It actually signs you in based upon your face. And my tripod is obscuring the camera, so it doesn't know that I'm sitting here. Xbox, continue.
Oh, so it would have just popped into it.
I wouldn't even have had to sign in because it would have
Okay.
known who I was.
Oh, gotcha. But now you're gonna have to use the controller.
I don't want to pick up a controller like a total chode. Xbox, continue.
Come on.
It's not working. See, so sometimes it works really well.
Wait, let's see this thing.
Okay, so that's the new controller, which I love. Works very well. I think it's a big improvement over the last controller.
I'm trying to get a good. There we go.
Let me try one more time. Xbox, continue. See, for whatever reason right now, it's just not working. And this is actually unusual. It usually has worked really
What's
well.
like the huge? What's the really big difference about it? I mean, like aesthetically, it's the same size and stuff, right?
It's about the same size. A lot of the
like
differences
smarter, though, right?
are just they're small. Like the triggers are a different shape. They also have rumble packs in each one.
I
So
love how we still call it rumble packs.
rumble packs,
Because of Nintendo.
and it's a lot faster. Let's
Okay.
go like this.
So does it sees like your heat and like all that kind of stuff, like your body temperature, but does it do gesture stuff too? Do you wave You wave your
It
hands
does
around
do
for
gestures, but I don't really do a lot with the gestures because I find them to be clumsy. They're just not a good way to control like whatever you're looking at on the screen. The hand motion,
Yeah.
it might pop up, it might not right now.
But is it just like a stupid little like weird awkward cursor?
It is. It's an awkward cursor, and I don't know why anyone would use it. 'Cause it
like-
may have like gesture controls.
Yeah.
If it does, I haven't used them. So I just set this up yesterday.
I remember like when we used to talk about the fabled Apple TV, and you go, "How cool would it be if you could do inertial scrolling through your thing?"
Oh, that would be awesome. And I think we're on our way there.
Okay.
So
you want that?
I would love to have that.
You just think that the implementation might not be that good on this.
It's not. Let me just say what I like.
I wonder if it could
the voice
improve it.
control stuff is amazing. I mean, it's paradigm shifting to be able to like walk over to your TV from you're in the other room walking in. You have like some food with you, and you're like you say the X word on. I don't want my Xbox to actually react here. And you can tell it to launch an app, begin playing something, all without picking up a controller.
Yeah.
You don't have to turn on your TV. It will do that for you. You don't have to, with an Xbox controller, you have to turn it on, and then you have to wait for it to connect. It usually takes like 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't have to touch anything.
But okay, so I understand that it's on all the time. Do you have to go like levels in? Can I just go walk in and go Xbox Play the Avengers on Netflix?
No, you cannot do that.
So you have to go layers.
Yeah, you have to go in layers. It doesn't have natural speak
to
recognition, although I think eventually it will.
It doesn't.
No, it's command based. So watch Xbox.
And then it has to bring up.
I don't know why. It's like all of the command, like vocal command stuff, is not working. Xbox. There we go. So these are all the things in green are the things that you can say. More shortcuts.
That's too bad. Sorry.
That's fine. It's because we're having a conversation after I activate it.
Yeah.
Xbox, more shortcuts. I think there's a lot of background noise happening right now too. So this is the kind of stuff that's frustrating about it. Is it doesn't always understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It occasionally, often's maybe too much, will miss what you're saying. So you'll ask it to do something and it just doesn't work. Or it misunderstands what you're saying, but it's command driven. So you have to learn how to communicate with it in order for it to work.
I really, really want to see what you think of this in a week or two.
I'm already using it all the time.
Because you hate Siri.
I do hate Siri.
Like,
yeah, I do.
You hate it a lot, but you seem to be giving this a lot more soft praise.
Well, do you know why I think I like this better is because with Siri, I think because it's trying to understand however you say or whatever you say, however you like to say it, it often misunderstands you and asks for correction. This, because it's command driven, so it will have green actions that you could say.
Yeah.
And when you say them, it generally always works. So if I say, Xbox, go to Amazon. I may not have said it correctly, so it just does nothing. It doesn't launch a whole new app or something
like
else.
That better than the other way?
Yeah, I think I prefer it.
Even though you just said you think it will go that way.
I think eventually it will. Yeah.
So you like that when they do it, or
it depends on how well it works.
Okay.
My thing with Siri is with me, it never understands me ever. I would say probably 30% of the commands I give it are understood.
Yeah.
And the rest, it just doesn't know what I'm saying. And then it's always asking me, like, Erfon, did you mean this or did you mean that?
Yeah.
And I never did.
I think that what I want to know is, like, later on, how much of the voice are you going to continue to use? And is it going to just become like, okay, you know what? I just retreated back to the controller because this is just not that useful as I thought it was.
Yeah, I think I because I'm already using it a lot.
Use that way. They did that with Siri when they got their iPhone 4S.
I never did. I never did.
Well,
because
some people did.
The thing about voice control, the critical piece to me, is it has to be faster than manual control, right? If it's not faster, then why would you use it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Unless you have a reason to use it, like you have an impairment where you can't use your hands or something like that. But for me to walk into a room and say, Xbox, watch TV, that's not working. Maybe it's because of all the background noise we have going on right now. But for me to be able to say that and for it to actually work is hugely convenient. Because normally what I'd have to do is come in, turn the TV on, boot up whatever I have that I'm going to be using, whether that's Netflix or Amazon or whatever. Yeah. And it just takes way more time. So when the Xbox is working, it's actually super convenient.
Yeah, I guess I just wish it was more natural language smart. And I mean, we're probably far away from that because Siri is barely there, you know, like it's barely
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And like Google tries to make us do that too, but it doesn't generally work very well either. It's weird. It's like websites and Google and like they try to make you phrase things. Like Bing was famously like, just phrase it like how you would actually talk, you know? And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't work, dude. Like I'm just gonna start doing like broken down command language because if it doesn't work 2 times, I'm not gonna do it ever again.
Yeah,
you know,
that's very true. And again, that's one of the things I like about this voice command is it is limited. It only understands a certain set of commands. But once you learn those commands, which isn't very hard, it's very easy to get like a guide of what they are.
Yeah.
Then it actually works quite well. And to be honest, this is the first time I've seen it not work well since I've been using it the last couple days. And I'm not sure if it's because we have a tripod in front of the Kinect or what's going on.
Oh, right. It could be that.
But yeah, it has been working very well. Because honestly, you guys know, if I thought it sucked, I would just tell you it sucked. There's plenty of Microsoft products where I'm the first person to say, this sucks. I don't understand why anyone likes this. And that's not just Microsoft. I mean, it's any company. It's like there's these products that they sell. And sometimes, a lot of times, the marketing promises a lot more than the actual product delivers.
I guess I just wish it was like Iron Man, where you could just talk naturally to your
That
computer.
would be awesome. It'd also be a lot more expensive, though.
Well,
an Iron Man suit as opposed to the Xbox
you've
One.
still never seen that, and you probably haven't even seen the Avengers, have you?
I haven't seen the Avengers. I have seen Iron Man 1 and 2.
Okay.
The only reason I haven't watched the
Sorry.
Avengers is because I want to see 3 before I actually go watch the
It's
Avengers.
not Avengers is after 2, and then 3 is
Oh.
after the Avengers.
Oh, so I should watch the Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm glad we talked about this. So anyway, bottom line, I love it. I actually was expecting to kind of not love it.
Okay.
But I do. I love it so far.
Well, okay, I'm gonna jump in. Games, not just TV.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair question.
Yeah.
Not exactly super impressed with the game prowess of the system. Now, with that said, I was expecting that because I have never seen a next-gen console dramatically outperform the current generation console.
I would say, with the exception of maybe the first Xbox with the first Halo, that was a pretty big leap from like the N64 and the PlayStation.
I will give you that. Yes, that was true.
But
I remember
generally speaking, yes.
going from 360 or from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I didn't really see a huge performance, and this is because I heard a developer say the other day, I think he was working for EA?
Sports?
Sports, it's in the game. And he said, building a game for a new console is like going on a first date. He's like, you're not really sure how to interact with the other person or what the rules are, what the boundaries are.
And you probably don't want to mess it up, and like you have a time limit to make the game too, you know?
Yes, and you just ultimately you need to get it out the door.
Right.
So it does seem that way. It seems like the games look good, but they don't look amazing. I also have only played one game.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to get my hands on some more games before
game
I
are you
really
playing?
make. I'm playing Dead Rising 3,
Oh, okay.
which
How many game titles do you think they have out for the launch?
they launched, I think, with 23.
Because I haven't heard any like fanfare about any games.
I actually don't think the launch lineup is all that amazing. The big game that everyone's waiting for is Titanfall.
Okay.
And that game doesn't come out until December. It may even be later than December. It might be January.
Is that? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's the one that everyone's waiting for.
Is that a sequel or a brand new title?
It's a brand new franchise.
Okay, that's good. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Because like Halo was a brand new thing for the Xbox, right? And we haven't seen anything like that.
That is honestly, that's what Xbox One is missing.
Right.
There are no games that have not been previously, released on other platforms
Right.
in other capacities.
It seems almost foreign. It's like we just want to play whatever the next one is. It's like no, I want to see something totally new.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with you.
And good, not just new. You know?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And a lot of the
not?
games that you see here have actually been released on Xbox 360
Right.
already, because the Xbox One came out so late that a lot of these games just were released on 360 already. So I don't know, not totally. I haven't really made a judgment about the games yet. I think they're going to get a lot better, but I think it's going to be probably a year before we see some really amazing, maybe even 2 years.
Okay, and last question. So there is there's Xbox Live, and now it's something different. So is XBLA different on, like, Xbox Live is a different. You get to a different Xbox Live on the one than you do on the 360, correct?
Well, Xbox Live is the service that lets you play multiplayer online,
Yeah.
and then also lets you use a lot of the services on your Xbox, whichever Xbox you have.
So do you get to the same marketplace?
Yes.
You do.
Yes, but you have access to different games, obviously.
But there's no cross compatibility with the old games.
Nothing. Mm-mm.
So that means that if you went to like Xbox Live Arcade, there's like 5 games or something.
I don't know how
like-
many there are right now. That's actually a good question.
Okay.
I really have no idea.
Just wondering for like the people that like to browse the indie games and stuff like that.
Well, the Xbox One doesn't have any indie games really. That was more of a feature of the PlayStation 4, which, by the way,
Oh, so they're not going to do that.
they are in the works of doing that. But that was added on after they made the Xbox One announcement, because they weren't originally going to do that, from my understanding.
Okay.
The PlayStation 4, I've never really been a huge PlayStation guy. Never really wanted one. I want one. This thing looks awesome, and I think the Sony console has stepped up in a big way, and they've made it extraordinarily powerful. But their online, like, Xbox Live type service has become much better. They've fleshed it out a lot. The UI that I've seen for the console looks amazing. The graphical performance that I've seen so far has looked to be better than the Xbox One. Maybe only slightly, but it does look better.
Which one has and the PS4 has none of the Kinect stuff? I mean, besides like the shitty,
short answer,
the eye, right?
no.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, the Eye and the Kinect are not comparable.
Okay.
Apples and oranges.
Okay, and then shoot, now I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't remember.
The controller on the PS4, that was another big thing. I hated the DualShock controllers. I just didn't like playing on them. And I like controllers that are this shaped.
Yeah.
And the new PlayStation controller looks to be a huge upgrade. I mean, you cannot overstate how big of a leap forward that new controller is. So I think I want to get one. And honestly, I think the industrial design is amazing too.
What does the outside look like? I haven't seen it.
It's very angular.
Maybe I have seen it.
It's I don't even know the shape. I want to say polygonal, but I'm making that.
It's
I'm just gonna
thinner,
make that up.
right?
It's thinner.
Than
It's
the
smaller.
Xbox.
Yeah, a lot of people think the Xbox One is ugly. I think it looks great. It's just personal preference, I guess. I think the Kinect sitting there looks awesome. So I don't know. I really love it so far.
And then the PlayStation has free online.
No, it used to.
Okay.
That's something new. So now you can do more on the PlayStation 4 as far as services are concerned. Netflix, Amazon stuff. Like with
Than it
Xbox,
used to.
you have to have Now it's working.
No.
You have to have the Xbox Live service to do any of that stuff. I think. Don't quote me on that. With PlayStation,
Right.
you can do that stuff even without their live membership.
You could play like you could watch Netflix
Exactly.
potentially, unless
Exactly.
we're messing that up. And then, gosh, I keep forgetting what I'm saying, probably because I'm drinking. Okay,
Chug,
maybe we should move on.
Chug. So bottom line, thoroughly impressed. Wasn't expecting to. Definitely want to buy the PlayStation as well. I think I'm going to do that. People keep making comments. They're like, dude, you're buying everything. Like, you just got a new computer. You just bought an iPad Mini. You just bought Xbox. People are making comments to me about this on Twitter, and I'm like, I've been saving and not spending any money for probably like 3
You
years.
don't have to justify what you
No,
buy.
I'm not. It's just weird that people would make comments like that. Like,
Yeah.
they're making comments like I'm rich,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not rich. Well, my family does have an oil field.
Texas tea.
Yeah. I am friends with Akbar, but he gets it for free. It's not like he has to pay for it.
Oh yeah, he just shrugs.
He's
and
like,
then-
I'll take the Xbox One. Like, please, Mr. Akbar. We made the Akbar Special Edition.
Oh, I was gonna say, which one has like streaming features? Doesn't one have that, or is it just the sharing button?
Okay, so this is actually really cool.
It doesn't like stream to Twitch or anything, does it?
Both of these will. PlayStation,
Really?
yes,
Cool.
PlayStation already does, as far as I
really
understand.
Cool, actually.
Xbox, didn't turn on. Every time I say that, I'm like expecting.
We've said it so many times and it hasn't.
Yeah, it hasn't.
I was at my friend's the other day with the old Xbox, and she has Connect, and every single second it was popping on because I thought we said Xbox. Yeah.
I had a great idea. Let me just put this out there. So if it happens, you guys know that it was because of me. Yes, gestures, right? So the Xbox knows what your face looks like. It can tell your heartbeat just by looking at your face. Why not add control gestures? So right now you have to constantly say Xbox this, Xbox that for it to pay attention. Well, what if you could just add a gesture? Like just something like whatever you wanted, because it can tell your digits, right? The new Kinect is really powerful.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could even be like this. And then that way the Xbox would start paying attention to you specifically.
Yeah.
My idea. If it happens, you guys know. I got
So
the word
streaming.
out. So the Xbox One doesn't do streaming yet. They're going to be adding it in 2014.
So you're streaming where?
So you can stream either on the PlayStation, Twitch, or Ustream, as far as I recall. And then on Xbox, I think it's going to be just Twitch. I'm not sure.
And it's
if
totally
Ustream.
free.
Yeah, and then watch this.
That's really
Hold on.
cool.
Xbox, go to Twitch.
Oh.
And if you guys don't know what Twitch is, I think it's amazing. So, game 1.
Dang it, now I have to film again.
Channel 1. Xbox, channel 1.
Oh, so you're watching Twitch here.
Yes.
Like a total nerd.
Xbox, select channel 1.
Do it in a higher nerdy voice and it will understand you.
Oh, maybe we're not both talking. Xbox, go to channel 1.
Oh.
Damn it. Xbox. I think there's just too much talking happening. Xbox. Select channel 1. Xbox, select channel 1. Oh, wait. Xbox, select. Damn it, Xbox. You're making me look like an idiot.
All right, that's enough.
Anyway, so Twitch lets you watch. There you go. That's how well it works. It lets you watch Twitch, which is basically just other gamers playing games.
Live. But it lets you stream your games.
And it will also let you stream.
Okay.
I have heard that sharing on the PlayStation 4 is actually quite a bit easier than doing it on the Xbox.
This makes a lot of sense because I watch a YouTube channel where they play games and they record their game playback and stuff. And now they've scaled it back to do it on Twitch and then post later. And I was like, why did they do that? And then that's why, because they got a PS4.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it means that it's recording it, and then they just go online later, and then they extract it, and they chop it up, and they post it on YouTube.
Yeah. So some of the big features for both these consoles are sharing instantly. So you can say like X word control or record that, and it will record like a certain amount of video, and it will actually dump it into your SkyDrive, which I don't have.
That's what I was wondering where it goes.
So the Xbox will actually dump that video into your SkyDrive. So you have to sign up for SkyDrive, which is free. Yeah. And then it dumps the raw H.264 video. So you can edit it if you want or just upload it directly to YouTube. Super cool.
What about the other one? What about PlayStation?
PlayStation currently only lets you share the video to Facebook or there's one other service, but not to YouTube. Although you guys, I mean, they're going to let you do all that stuff. I mean, these things are essentially, the big difference between these and the previous consoles is these are computers running like computer operating systems.
Yeah.
Well, at least it is for the Xbox. And they're going to build in all these features. You're going to be able to share everywhere, which I think is really cool. And actually, I wish the Xbox One had a share button on the controller like the PlayStation does. Yeah. Because you just hit the button and it's like immediate. Like, where do you want me to send this?
That's cool.
It's faster. But in any case...
Cool. We've talked for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really fascinating. I've been waiting for these systems for so long. I'm really happy to finally have one. I just never thought I would use the voice control features, which actually do work when Roberto's not here, I swear.
I want to know because I feel like you're giving it so much more leeway than you do the phone. You get super mad when the phone
I feel like the Xbox does work. I feel like it works better.
Like, it's okay. Wait, just wait a second. Just hold on.
Stop talking.
Just wait.
Stop talking.
Oh, you know what? There's too much noise here. Hold on. Just a
Well,
second.
that's because, quite honestly,
and
it
then
has been working.
You say one thing, you're like, thing. God.
Siri never. Well, not only that, but I don't really have a good use for Siri. Like, what is a great use for Siri? Siri, set 30-minute timer.
Tell me a joke.
Here's the timer.
Okay, well,
that's about right.
That's
about right in my book. That's about right. Okay, let's talk about
the movie.
Before we talk about Star Wars, let's talk about the wrist wars.
Okay.
So
let's both bare our wrists and show what we have on now.
Nothing. I prefer a naked wrist.
There we go.
Bare wrist.
And how do you tell the time?
With my phone.
Oh, okay.
Or my Google Glass. Google Glass, tell me time.
When's the last time you wore a watch, Erfon?
I think it was pre-pubis. So, 87?
Wow, you're really old.
I've never been a watch guy.
Okay.
Never been a watch guy.
Well, this was sent in from one of our viewers, and they wanted us to kick this to the curb.
Oh, I got my boots on.
So this is a segment we call Kick to the Curb.
All right.
And we talk about Kickstarters. So
we've never seen this.
We've never seen this.
So let's
sorry
check it out.
if it.
I have a feeling we're gonna make fun of it though.
If it bores you to tears, I apologize, but it did get funded.
Hey Kickstarter, my name is Simon, and this is Neptune Pine. Over the last year, there have been so many new smartwatches appearing on the market, but none of them really seem to be living up to the hype. They're usually sold as Bluetooth accessories for your phone, either for fitness tracking or as some sort of notification center. We believe that a smartwatch should be a truly standalone device. That's why we created Neptune Pine, the only device you'll ever need.
Throw out your iPhone.
Pine is at the top of the food chain when it comes to smartwatches, packing more features than any wrist-worn device out there without the need of a nearby smartphone. Just insert your micro SIM card and it allows you to make and receive calls and send SMS messages. With 3G and Wi-Fi,
that thing is
you can
ginormous.
browse your favorite websites, your social networks, your email, and much more. It's a complete wearable web experience on your wrist.
Hi, my name is Aaron Wilkins, and I'm CTO at Neptune. When we started looking at smartwatches about a year ago, we realized that one of the big problems was that all the apps had to be custom tailored to each specific device. We've been able to make our device compatible with a huge number of existing Android apps. So the fact that we have an accelerometer, the fact that we have the GPS, all of these things, they open up a world of possibilities for developers to be able to take advantage of this technology, and specifically in this form factor.
This is a Conan O'Brien skit, right?
I'm waiting for Conan to come out, yeah, any moment.
The front-facing VGA camera lets you do video chat. Right now, we're the only smartwatch that can do video chat. The rear-facing camera lets you take high-resolution video or still images. We've got flashes on both the cameras, so you can use them in any lighting condition. And what's cool about the Pine is it can be used as a flashlight or a heart rate monitor with existing applications. We went through a lot of trouble to make sure that the connection mechanism
that thing is so huge.
Stays safe and secure, and it's not
That's what she said.
We finalized most of the design and engineering, and we're getting very close to mass production. However, we still need your help and support to get the Pine onto your
actually
list.
need money.
We hope you join us on this journey and support us on Kickstarter. Thanks for listening.
Well, some people are gonna maybe get a Pine.
Cool name, cool video.
Yeah.
The thing that just keeps coming back to my mind is why. And did these guys ask that question? Why would you want this? Like, was the big problem with smartwatches that they needed to be synced with your iPhone that you're gonna have with you all the time anyway? Was that the big problem?
No, they said it didn't have enough features. It had to be synced. Oh yeah, I see what
So
you
they
mean.
were. I mean, they
It looks
started
like
the video.
It was as big as half of my.
It looks
iPhone.
like they basically taped,
Half
a
my
smartphone
iPhone,
to your wrist.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way they spoke about it, they're like, yeah, like people don't want to have a device that has to sync via Bluetooth to your smartphone. I'm like, no, I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that no one wants to have a device that does all this, that's on their wrist, when they have a device that already does all those things and better in their pocket? Why would you then also buy a device that lives on your wrist to do all the things that your phone already does?
In a dumbed down way.
In a dumbed down way.
Yeah.
It just does not make any sense to me.
Like, there's people that already think that this screen size is too small. You do.
I think most people do.
Right? And so they take half of the thing and cram all of that in there.
And put it on a watch.
This is nerd central.
Yeah.
This is like only the geekiest geeks on Google Plus want this.
I agree.
And then they'll fight you tooth and nail of why it's so
about
cool.
why it's cool.
And then they'll stop using it in like a year.
I think this is going to be Pebble 2.0.
Definitely.
Because the Pebble, out of all the things that, they touted and it may have done, I don't know how effective it was, including all the features it promised, but ultimately the idea to me is flawed. Like, why would somebody want to use this?
Yeah.
Even if it had all the features that you promise, it just doesn't make sense to me. And you guys, let's talk about another bigger product, okay? So the Samsung Galaxy.
Okay. Wait, you mean the Gear?
I'm sorry, the Galaxy Gear.
Yeah.
So
we showed off in a
Samsung.
show.
What's that?
We showed it off in a show.
We did. We talked about the Yoo-hoo nipple.
nipple.
Which, by the way, if it would have had, it would have been a major seller. But they didn't include an actually useful feature like a Yoo-hoo nipple. And instead, the watch is a bust. So, Samsung, I love Samsung, how they came out and said they sold 800,000 phones, right? Or Gears. And then some people raised some brows. They're like, really? Did you really sell that many? And they're like, actually, we shipped 800,000 to stores.
Oh, boy.
And
They say that a
Business
lot.
Korea is reporting that they actually only sold 50,000 of those.
Yikes.
So 750,000 phone, or I keep wanting to call them phones, Gears are
Turds.
unsold.
Just say turds.
They're turds. Essentially, no one wants to wear this thing.
Yeah.
For the same reason, I don't think anyone's going to want to buy the Neptune Pine. Is like, what is the point?
Dude, it's like akin to Google Glass even, because it's one of those things where it's like it's not enhancing anything in a major way. Like when the iPhone came out, that was a quantum leap, and I don't mean to be a fanboy, but it was. I mean, before that, it was like stylus. Like the Trio was one that I was thinking about getting. Because it could do like apps, I was like, oh, you could surf the internet on the Trio. Like, I remember my friend had a Sidekick, and I was like, whoa, you can actually get on the internet with this, even though it looked like
internet.
Total crap. The iPhone made it so you could see the whole browser. It was touch based. It actually had like the first really good touch screen there ever was. Like that solves something, You could get email wherever you wanted. Like it was different. These things are like. They're dumbed down things that we have now.
That's exactly what they are. They're worse versions of the things that we already have.
Yes.
Except.
But they're miniature.
But you can wear them on your wrist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hater. I would like to think that I'm a fan of cool technology when it makes sense.
Dude.
And when it doesn't,
I will say that sometimes when we kick things to the curb, I sometimes feel bad because I'm like, you know what? It would be cool if this was cool.
Yep.
But I don't see any use case for the broad market, okay?
I don't either.
I see maybe 1,200 people that might want it, but 1,200 people
exactly
is not even like a city,
Like a very small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing to me. That's like, that does not prove market viability.
Yeah.
So, and neither does wearing like special glasses on your face.
No, it's hyper niche. Hyper niche.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
most people just aren't going to want to wear it.
Right.
Or use it. Especially when it's like, I keep coming
I
back to
agree with
this.
you, Erfon.
When you're selling it,
I like grabbed your dog's spray bottle.
you're going to start drinking from it? I'd actually like to see that. When I think about explaining to someone why they should plunk down there, how much is it? How much were they selling it for?
Let's see here. How much do you have to pledge? So early adopters were 200, and then after that was 229.
So how much are they going to sell these things for?
So 229 is what you would have to pledge now. And
$335 MSRP. So they're going to sell you something I don't know if you have to be on contract for this. Probably not. My guess is no.
Sending text messages. Are you kidding me? On that tiny little freaking screen.
It's like
First of all, we don't even know how good the touchscreen is.
no.
Like, this is just some like lower than Android aftermarket thing, right? So it could very well just completely suck.
And
right?
odds are it will. I mean, think how many expensive Android phones are out there that suck.
Yeah, where the touchscreen doesn't respond.
Or
well.
the touchscreen isn't very responsive, and this thing is a cheaper version of those.
Yeah, this is like an indie version of that, right? This is, we found a factory that could make this thing, and we're not Samsung, we're not, anybody, right? You think that they're gonna pay like top dollar to have like 1,000 of these made or 2,000 of these made? I mean,
yeah, right. 1,200 of them made.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Ugh! Like, this kind of stuff, it just like, it gets to me, man. I just don't like it when things are pitched at like, the world will love it, and it's like, no, like 10 people will love this.
I don't necessarily think the world needs to love this, but I do think it has a very limited market.
Yeah.
A very limited market, which is fine. Maybe these guys want a limited market. I mean, Apple wants a limited market. Their limited market happens to be a lot bigger than this will appeal to. But
you know what this reminds me of, actually? This reminds me of so after the Atari came out, the Atari 2600, and I think before the Nintendo Entertainment System came out, you had like every electronics company under the sun making a video game console, right? And they saturated the market so hard that they called it the video game crash in the 1970s or 1980s, before the Nintendo came out and kind of like breathed new life into home video games. So it was like Sears had their own console, and freaking like,
I didn't know that.
Every kind of electronics company made some sort of video game thing with their own proprietary cartridges and stuff like that. And this is what this reminds me of, because it's like people are waiting with bated breath to see what is Apple going to show us that we can't figure out on our own, right?
Right.
We're trying to figure it out, right? And it feels like that. It feels like these things are going to be forgotten, and they're going to be like these weird failed experiments. And now that we have Kickstarter, we can actually make them. But I mean, it's not. I don't think it's gonna. This is not going to be the next Apple computer.
I don't think so
right?
either.
Especially
when they're talking about how it's going to replace all the already, huge amount of devices that are already great on the market.
I wish they would.
No, it's not.
I wish he would have said, "I've thrown away my iPhone and I've been using only the Pi."
They should have had some lady like trying to do something on it, and then she just goes, like in the Erfon commercials, right? And they get super frustrated, and she's like fumbling.
Yeah.
It's like the iPhone's too slippery or something, and she fumbles it, and it lands in the
big.
toilet. Yeah, it's just too big. Like, she's like trying to like hold a book on her wrist and read at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, now you can just do it on the Neptune Pine.
Dude.
All right, let's move on
Okay.
to the last topic of the day. Let's talk about our Netflix review, which wasn't on Netflix this week. We reviewed. Hopefully you guys watched it.
Pause it and watch it.
Just go ahead and pause it right here. It's only 2 hours. Come back in 2 hours. It is on YouTube. It's Star Wars Uncut,
Yeah.
a fan's rendition of the original Star Wars movie, put together in 15-second increments, because everyone who signed up to have a piece got 15 seconds to make their piece.
However they saw fit, right?
Yes. We watched it, and I actually just finished it earlier today. So, do you want to talk about it first, or should I just keep going?
You go.
Okay. So let's start with the good stuff. Okay. I thought this was really cool. I mean, the fact that it just shows how much people love this world that George Lucas created, that they all know all these scenes. And you could watch a movie where it may not even do a very good job recreating a scene.
Sure.
And you still kind of know where the movie's going because you know the movie so well. And I also think it was really cool to see how much effort some of these people put into these segments. Some of them were really well done. My particular favorite pieces were generally the ones that people had sketched or made some type of like animation.
Yeah.
There were some really cool animations that actually kind of gave me goosebumps because they did such a good job conveying the emotion of the scene.
Yes.
And one of my favorite scenes was at the very beginning where they were escaping the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it was R2-D2 and C-3PO, and I think like the C-3PO was basically this chubby guy wrapped in gold foil. And it was one of the most terrible things I've ever seen in my life. It was horrible. And if George Lucas saw it, he would try to get this video shut down. But it was hilarious, because I still knew what was going on.
Sure, yeah.
I kind of wish the clips they'd given people longer. I don't know why they chose 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I felt like I wanted certain clips to go on for longer. It was just too jarring to have it be moving styles so quickly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I wish that they had gone a little bit longer. And I also think it's incredible that this thing was able to be stitched together with so much work from all these different people from all over the world. I mean, there were people from like all these different countries that did it.
I think it was cool. I think that what they had to do, it was probably put like a bed track of the entire movie and then start putting things over that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because some of the dialogue was just exactly from the movie.
Yeah,
Some of it was people doing the dialogue. You know? Mm-hmm. And so, like you were saying, like sometimes it was kind of jarring, but I feel like some people would do such a good job that it would bring you back to where you were supposed to be.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, I understand where we are. But at first I was like, where the hell are we?
That's a great point. In fact...
But I think that made you want to like you were into it. You wanted to keep watching it because if you kind of fell out of sync and kind of tuned out or like checked your phone, you wouldn't really know where the hell you were,
Yeah, that's very possible. It also illustrated how acting is a real skill.
Oh, dude.
A lot of these people were terrible actors.
Yeah.
And it made the movie hard to watch at times. And then you'd get someone who had an aptitude for it. And they really did pull you right back in an amazing way. And it was just them talking in a scene.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you would be into the movie again because these people were so good at conveying the lines.
I think that it was interesting when people did like completely different styles. Like, do you remember the one that was like cowboys, like where it was supposed to be Luke?
I do, yeah.
It was like the scene where Luke is doing the lightsaber training where he has the helmet over his eyes. And it was just, it cut to like some cowboys where one was throwing apples at another guy. Yes. And I was like, that's so clever, like that they would like even think to blend those two things together. And another one I really loved, and I hope I'm not spoiling stuff, but one was...
we gave him a week to watch it,
yeah. One was, there was a guy watching Star Wars, and he was holding like a little Wookiee, I think, in his hands, and he was just mouthing the words, and it was like playing on his screen, and he was just mouthing the words.
I remember that.
I liked that one. I thought that was really cool. So I felt like it was just interesting to open this up to the world and do whatever you want, like however you want to interpret it. We know that you probably love the hell out of this movie because you're actually here signing up for it, and then just to see like what came out of that, like you said, there's stuff that's super well done, and there's stuff that's crap, but it's like it's all kind of like falls into the same bucket because it's just like somebody had enough passion to even try it, to even do it, But I think that some of it, there's so many funny scenes. One of my favorite scenes is the Darth Vader part where they're like arguing with Darth Vader. Do you remember when one of the guys is arguing with Darth Vader and he's like basically he chokes him. Like this is the first choking scene, right? So like he's like arguing with him, and then all of a sudden Darth Vader chokes him. And this is in the movie, right? And in the uncut version, it's the Lego versions of Darth Vader.
That was a good scene, yeah.
And since the Lego hand is a little claw thing, it was just Darth Vader's like with no expression, just doing this. And then the other guy was like going like this.
I do remember that.
So funny. And then just the funny, like anytime it was C-3PO, it was like anything gold in your house, that's C-3PO. Which I thought was so funny to me. Like, I think this is a really must watch for any Star Wars fan, especially people that like really know it and like know the lines, I've been trying to tell my friend Chris Perillo to watch it. I'm like, I know it's difficult to pitch this movie. It's hard to like tell people that you should go watch it, and I don't think you would have if we didn't have to do this. You know?
No.
So like, I think that it's a fun watch, and if you like Star Wars, I think you would like it.
I'm gonna disagree with you slightly there. After all the positive stuff that I've said, I think this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was terrible.
But like terrible because
there's a lot of the quality is bad. It's hard to follow. A lot of it I just found to be very boring because there are the gems in there, which would pull you back in. But I would say overall, it's a bunch of people who are just fans who have absolutely zero talent for this.
That's what I love about it.
See, I think it's cool that they did this, and that's why I started with those positive notes, because I do think that it's cool that they were able to accomplish this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it fun to watch for me.
Really? Okay.
No, a lot of times I was sitting there and I was like, I am making myself eat my vegetables right now. For lack of a better term, right? It's like I have to do this, so I'm gonna get through it.
And I understand where you're coming from, because like my brother is a filmmaker, and I try to introduce him to this Swedish style of movie making. Right? It's basically where you're making movies with just on the cheap, and it looks like shit, basically, you know. And you're like, kind of like, that's what it is. Like that's what it is. But you're reenacting it, right?
Right.
And he looked at it for like 0.2 seconds and was like, nope, this is not for me, you know? And I think that it is definitely, it's not for everybody.
It's not. I still think that you should try to watch it.
Yeah.
Because you might actually really love it.
But I think that it's that's why I said I think you will either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's very skewed, just based on my brother and based on me. I'm like, yeah, I thought it was awesome, but he thinks that whole style is like worthless because of the quality not being up there, because of the acting not being up there. But I don't factor those things into this movie, because it's like, obviously it's not gonna look like Star Wars, dumbass. You know?
Although some of it was commendably close to being really high quality. I mean, like I said, there were those gems in there where you're like, wow, that person didn't have a lot to work with, if anything to work with, and they did a really great job. Like the one with there was a scene where they were recreating like one of the scenes in like on like a Mac, like a really old Mac, and they were using what program was that?
Was it like the paint
I think it was like the Paint program.
Yeah.
And they were illustrating and snapping pictures of the different scenes to move them forward. And yeah, it was really awesome to see that. I wish it lasted 30 seconds instead of 15.
There was a lot of like probably art student stuff in there.
There probably was.
You know?
And there was a lot of like, hey, I'm going to do this with my roommates.
Or my kids or something.
My kids or something.
Yeah,
and again, that's really cool. But it doesn't make for a good movie, in my opinion. I was just like sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so bad. They're so bad.
See, yeah, I think we have to agree to disagree. Like, I just think that I don't think that was the point of it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's not at all. I mean, that's not why you loved it either.
No.
Like, you're not saying it was a great movie or like high quality or anything.
No, because that's not even one of the things I would grade it on. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And me either. I mean, it's like UF quality
right
production, right?
Right. And I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm into I don't think I like seek out I love the bad good movie, you know? I don't really do that, but I do find this sort of endearing that people will like, okay, this is the Millennium Falcon and we're going to film it like this. And
that
stuff.
literally could have been it. Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff I think is just interesting. Would I go and watch like a film festival of these? No, because I think it would kind of like get old fast, you know?
Yeah.
But
one's enough.
But I do think it's kind of fun to see a collective of it, you know?
Yeah, I do too. I'm with you. I'm with you there as far as that point is concerned.
Yeah.
Penny, come here.
You're distracted.
No,
by
I'm
your
not.
dog.
I'm just worried. She's my dog's over there, and I have a feeling that she's about to take a big turd on the carpet. She's got that look in her eye where she's like, "I'm gonna take a poop over here."
Well, we're pretty much done.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap it up, and that way I can take her outside to make her turd outside.
Cool. All right.
Turd talk.
If everyone wanted to watch our show, find our show, where can they find it?
So many great and convenient ways for you. for this high quality Star Wars level production, I would go to youtube.com/user-friendly show. That's a very easy way. Or even better, you can subscribe on iTunes. The video feed is there for you to watch. The audio feed is occasionally put there for you to listen to, which I need to get caught up on.
Next week we'll be reading some iTunes reviews. We got some from
Nice.
the
Yeah.
UK.
Thanks for those, guys.
Yeah.
Those are always helpful.
And from the US. And if we want to find you on the internet, where would we go?
At Erfon, ERFON. By the way, if you're an Xbox player and you want to follow me, I guess there's a new Xbox Live system in place where you can follow people and have people follow you. If you're interested in what I'm playing, if you want to follow my profile, it's Vitamin E. And that's vitamin, the word, space, 3 capital E. So Vitamin E. And maybe we could even play a game together.
Cool.
I don't know, but I'm there as well.
And I'm at Roberto Hoyos, RobertoHoyos, and throwboy.com for everything else that I do. And that is it, man.
That's it. I feel like we're forgetting something, no?
No.
Okay, I think that's everything. Well, hey, we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
But until next time, keep it friendly.